Original.
Hello and welcome to Web Crawlers. This is our mailbag episode where honestly, I think today we're just going to play your voicemails because, honey, we are getting behind again.
So
you guys
many.
are such wonderful callers. We love it. I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And I'm producer Maria.
If you're a patron, you'll be able to see we have some fun mail backgrounds today on our Zoom.
We do. We have 3 reviews. Should we read them real quick?
Okay, let's read them. Yes, let's read them. You read them because I don't have them up.
Okay, this is from Bigfoot's Dick.
Oh, perfect.
These amazing podcasters always put me in a great mood, even when I know more about what they're talking about than they do. Sometimes that can be.
Oh my God.
Sometimes that can be really annoying on a podcast, but these folks are such good company that I am just happily along for the ride. Someday I'm gonna get the courage to call in and tell Melissa how much I love the 1990 made-for-TV movie Buried Alive starring Tim Matheson and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Until then, I will just creep on into the reviews. Honk, honk, Bigfoot's dick. Yes, that TV movie where the people are buried alive. I did a poll on Instagram. I'm like, has anyone seen this? Literally only 2 people had seen this movie out of like hundreds of people. It was crazy. This is from Lou Cat 2. This is a sound effects podcast. It's exactly what I've been looking for. It is.
It is a sound effect. Boing.
This is from Steph Pex. Said I signed up for Discovery Plus. This is the first podcast that has ever held my attention from beginning to end. I listen to Web Crawlers every morning while walking my puppy Bowie around the park before work, and it's been a real bright spot in my busy life. I love all the components of this pod. Educational. Salem Witch Trials episode was awesome. Mystery, true crime, paranormal, Josh Groban elevator story, and live seance were fascinating. I look forward to your episodes and wish you all good vibes and opportunities for your podcast in the future. Your fan, Steph. Great reviews.
How sweet. So
I don't know if you guys know this, but you're number 60 on South Korea True Crime Podcasts on Apple Podcasts. And
big in Korea.
you're number 40 in Japan True Crime.
Wow.
You're number 40 True Crime Podcast.
That's amazing.
We gotta do a tour there once, traveling's better. We gotta go to Japan and South Korea.
If you
North
all
Korea
are
too.
listening from Japan or
North
South
Korea.
Korea, please email us or call us and let us know. Let us know. This is so great.
That's amazing.
I would love to do I've never been to Japan. Have you?
Yes.
No.
I was gonna say Melissa probably
It's
has.
amazing.
Is it so amazing?
It's amazing. I
it's on my
want to
bucket
live
list.
there. It's so nice.
Yeah, it looks.
I want to go
incredible.
so
It's
bad.
great.
And I want to go to South Korea too.
Yeah.
Well, yes, of course. Yeah, that goes without saying.
I want to go to North Korea. See what's going on up there. What's all
See
the
what's going on.
hullabaloo is.
Yeah, heard it's nice.
Heard it's nice. Okay, let's get into these voicemails.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hi. I'm calling for the web crawler. I apparently have some work to do because I had no idea you guys did so many fucking shows. But I have a lot of things I want to talk to you about. My sister introduced me to the podcast. I'm now obsessed. Hi, Jen. There's a couple things I want you guys to know and also
Okay.
to cover. The first one is super weird. It's one of my high school teachers. Every time I visit my parents, I see her walking on a trail that my parents take their dog to all the time. It's just kind of weird because this past July, she had some tragedy happen in her family where one of her sons was shot and killed in Georgia.
Oh, God.
His name is Gene Stiller. You can look up the story. I guess he was a golfer or a golf pro or something. He was shot to death on the golf course at a country club
What?
in Atlanta because apparently he witnessed a crime in progress.
What?
I guess And yeah, so I don't know really what happened.
I just Googled
What was
this.
the last name?
I think it's Gene Siller. I just Googled golf Georgia shooting, and I believe it says golf pro Gene Siller shot dead at Georgia Country Club.
Gunned down after he witnessed a crime.
July 4th, 2021. So that was this year. Okay. Well, next message.
Hey, this message is for the web crawlers. This is Jack from Bellingham.
Wow.
Last time I called in, you recognized me by my voice, and I was like, oh, I am calling in too much. But I have a story that has a bunch of things that we've been talking about lately. We've been synchronicities, dream premonition, stuff like that. So I'm going to get right into it. I was basically raised by my mom and my grandma. I was very close to my grandma. And when she was starting to go, she had really bad Alzheimer's. And it was sort of, it felt like you could be in the room with her, but she wasn't really there. And it was really sad. And then when she was, about to go, we visited her, and the doctor was like, hey, she's actually doing much better tonight. And I remember very distinctly, my uncle said, well, at least we know she's not going tonight. I had a dream that night, and I was in my cousin's house, which will be important later, at a round table with my grandma and my dad. And my dad was talking to my grandma, and as soon as she spoke, like the second she spoke, it clicked, and I was like, oh my God, that's her. Like it wasn't the Alzheimer's, like this was her. And I like freaked out, and I was like, oh my God, it's you. I remember she said, it is me. I'm your grandma, and I love you. Oh, I'm getting choked up. I'm so sorry. And she said, I'm your grandma, and I love you. And I was like, it's her. It felt like I was speaking to her for real for the first time in like 2 years. And that was it. She got up, and she left the room. And I woke up, and I just instantly knew. I was like, she's gone. And sure enough, I grabbed my phone, and there's a text message from my cousin saying that she had passed on. So the weird thing about it, I was always curious about the dream, because I was like, why my dad, because we've never been very close, and why that house? Because my grandma never lived in it, and me and my dad never lived in it. It was my cousins, that's where they lived. So flash forward to years later, to current day, where we had the lockdown and COVID, and my parents had to switch their business stuff around, and they planned on selling that house. And so I'm helping, and through a weird, just random turn of events, and literally like, who could predict Corona, I'm spending every day with my dad now. And then it's sort of, and we're in that house fixing it up. And the weirdest thing is we were in that house, my dad's grandma, my great-grandma, his grandma got sick, and we got the phone call that she had passed away while we were working on the house. So to reiterate, my grandma on my mother's side passed away, and I had a dream that we were in.
There's a part 2.
A two-parter. The shame. Sorry, to reiterate, my grandma passed on my mom's side. I had a dream about me and my dad being in this house. And then years later, through coincidence, me and my dad were in that same house when he found out that his grandma on his mother's side passed away.
Weird.
And I always sort of wondered about the dream. I was like, at my grandma, like coming to me in a dream and saying goodbye when she passed. And I was like, I was always on the fence, like, it just doesn't make sense why that place and why my dad. And then years later, it sort of feels like a premonition now, because that all came true. And I've really bonded with my dad over the summer, and I really appreciate this time that we've now had to get close. And in a way, I sort of feel like my grandma had a hand in that, or at least saw it coming, and it just makes me feel good. And whenever I miss her, I think about that dream. Yep, that was pretty sappy. I'm sorry if that was too emotional, but that's my story.
No, that's beautiful.
I hope you're all good. Thank you for the show. I listen like literally the minute they each drop, so thank you for your work. And talk to you soon, but I'll try to not make it too soon. Later.
That's so nice.
Wow, that's wild.
Wow. Okay. Okay, next message.
Hey, my name is Colby. I'm shaking in my boots and so nervous right now. But I just wanted to call about the whole Austin Powers thing, just because, like a month ago, me and my boyfriend watched all the Austin Powers movies. We had like a little marathon, and then the next weekend, we went to a concert, and his friend like came up to him at the concert and was like, "Dude, do you know that Will Ferrell's in one of the Austin Powers movies?" Just like literally out of complete nowhere. I thought that was so funny.
Weird.
And then y'all were talking about like the chat rooms and stuff. Me and my friends, when we were like literally like 10, 11 years old, used to go on Chat Avenue, and we would like make up these whole backstories about our lives and say we were like in college and like little young catfishes. But yeah, I just wanted to call. I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. Okay, bye.
What a cute accent. What is that
I'm
accent?
shaking in my
Somewhere from the
boots. That is
South.
just Southern.
Oh my God. I wish I had a Southern accent. I would
Yeah.
get so many more guys.
You know what's so funny is about like people our age that, were like, 11, 12, 13 when like chat rooms really became a thing. Is like we were all such little liars.
Yeah.
Like that
Oh,
was
yeah.
like Fridays and Saturdays were spent lying. Like, like that's what we
We were
did.
the original catfishes.
It's
Yes,
so
we
wild.
Just making up
We were lying to
anything.
everybody.
It's
So
crazy.
crazy.
So funny to me.
That really is funny. I'm in college.
Hey, this is Colby
Yeah.
again. I just called like 2 seconds ago. I don't think I said my message was for web crawlers, but it was. So was this one. And I just wanted to add that I was just listening to a mailbag where Amber Leah from Oregon called, and every time she says her name, all I can think about is Amber and baby Leah from Teen Mom. I just wanted to say that again.
Yep.
That's
Where my
funny.
teen mom head's
Teen
at.
Mom
Did you
heads.
guys ever watch Teen Mom?
I have.
I never watched it.
Oh my God. I haven't watched it in a couple years, but yeah, Amber was the mom and then baby Leah was her baby. And then Gary was the dad. I get it. I get the reference and I appreciate it.
I know about Farrah, that
Farrah
yeah.
Abraham.
psycho. Yeah,
Mhm.
That old thing.
Yeah.
that old thing.
Okay, next message.
Hi, web crawlers. This is Chris from Washington.
Hi.
Just heard the episode with the guy who was living in the walls. Had my own living in the wall kind of scenario happen at one point in time.
What?
Oh my
I
God.
was working for a grocery store, and I did night freight, so I would stock the shelves during the night. Every once in a while in our break room, food would go missing, drinks would go missing. And one day we saw a person that most definitely was not an employee bolting from the break room. Across the hall was the storage for pallets and extra bags and stuff like that. And above that room was an attic crawl space. We saw the guy go up the ladder into that attic crawl space. Well, there wasn't even a ladder. He jumped up on top of a shopping cart that was in there and shimmied his way in there.
Oh my God.
When the police arrived, he had been living there for a couple of weeks. He had a sleeping bag set up in that attic crawl space,
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
tons of food wrappers, empty soda cans, and it was pretty creepy. And after that point, some of the female staff didn't want to go to the break room alone.
Sure.
So, that whole invasion of privacy. And,
That's crazy.
yeah, I'm losing my train of thought here. So I'm just going to go, and you can have with that what you will. See you later. La, la, la.
That's crazy.
That's terrifying.
Man, people just living in the walls.
Just fucking living in the walls everywhere.
I didn't know that was an option.
Oh, yeah.
Until recently.
Yeah.
To live in some walls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's free. Free food.
Yeah. Must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice.
Hi, this message is for the web crawlers. I've been listening for a while. I'm still trying to catch up. But I haven't finished it yet, but I'm listening to the John Tenney episode where you did the live seance where he was blindfolded and I don't know, maybe the ball gag came later. But as I was listening, I was reading the newspaper from last Sunday because, procrastination, whatever. Anyway, as I was reading and as you guys are putting together the circus stuff, I literally opened the paper and there's an article called The Showman's Rest, and it's about a section of the Woodlawn Cemetery in Forest Park, so I'm in the Chicago area, paying tribute to those who died in a 1918 circus train wreck. It says the Hagenbeck-Wallace circus family. So I just thought that was super weird. I really don't ever have things like that happen. That was weird. Okay. Also, this article talks about ghost elephants. So I guess that's a thing.
I feel like we brought that up.
All right, you guys are awesome.
Ghost elephant.
It took a lot to pick up the phone. I never voluntarily make phone calls. So, yeah. I just needed to share that. Okay, thanks. Bye.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's so weird.
Sorry. Hi, this is Webcrawlers. My name is Allie as well. I'm an Allie S, but I spell it Alley. I think that's just because my parents didn't know how Allie was spelled, and that's how they spelled it. But anyway, I've recently been binge listening to you guys for 2 months now. I'm trying to catch up. There's so many episodes. Just thank you. But I'm really trying to catch up. So because there's so many things I hear in the episode and I want to talk about it, but I'm this is literally 2 years old. They probably forgot. So, which I'm a little bit nervous about now because everything I'm going to talk about, you'll probably forgot because it's over a year old. But anyway, so I'm actually a really big chicken shit, and your podcast has actually helped me face my fears and be okay, laugh about demons, laugh about ghosts, laugh about this stuff. So thank you guys.
Wow.
I used to be obsessed as a kid with creepy things. My family's from Colombia, so there was this TV show. I forget the name, but I'm gonna look it up. And they used to report on legends, La Chupacabra has been seen here, and La Llorona is over here, and who else? The devil visited a young girl in Colombia, and so that was my childhood. I didn't like it, but it terrified me. And then Weird New Jersey, which was a magazine that talked about all weird shit in New Jersey, and that's where I'm from. This is a really long explanation of how I'm from Jersey, but anyway, so I'm from Jersey, and honestly, we have the weirdest shit. There's so much that comes from New Jersey, actors, artists, singers, whatever the fuck, that come from Jersey, and there's also so much weird shit that happens in Jersey. You have the Washer House, you have the Jersey Devil.
Bruce
I really have
Springsteen.
to remember. But, you have the List family murders. Jersey is really weird, and Weird New Jersey actually was the first one, and it ended up creating Weird US and Weird this state and that state. But it was the first one, so they really get to the bottom of weird shit. And I remember Whippoorwill Valley Road was haunted, Essex Road was haunted, and then the Marlboro Slaughterhouse, all this really weird shit. And so I'm really shocked that there's not a lot of stuff that you guys talk about that's from New Jersey, because I think there's a lot for you guys to talk about. By the way, this was in your Watcher House episode, and it's been bothering me ever.
There's a part 2. Oh yeah, the Watcher House was Jersey, right?
This is a message from
but they're doing a
Webcrawlers.
TV
I'm so
show.
sorry. I don't want this to be long. So anyway, when you were talking about the Watcher House and who sent the letters to the family, the letters were sent from, as Allie said, Kearney, New Jersey, but it's actually Kearney, New Jersey. I'm not normally a pronunciation strict person, but I don't know. Being from Jersey, I just need to say that's there's the Social Club in The Sopranos. It's set in Kearney. My drive, which I binge listen to you guys, is an hour and a half from down the Jersey Shore all the way up to Newark, New Jersey. Newark, Newark, not to be confused with Newark, Delaware. Anyway, I'm making this so much longer than it has to be.
Is it pronounced Narc?
I don't think it is.
There's really, really weird shit in Jersey, and I think, like, you know, you guys should talk about it. Like, I know right now where I'm at, it's like a Chicago, Australia podcast, so I hope there's, like, more Jersey listeners. You know, there's a lot of weird things going on here. Everything comes back to Jersey, and maybe it's because it's the armpit of America. Everything eventually comes from there, out of there. I have a ton of crazy stories from, like, my own personal experience and from my job, which I don't want to give away because I don't want to say it. But I have a ton of crazy stories that I can just tell you guys or email over to you guys. It's insane. I love Jersey. We have everything. So it's no surprise that we also have a bunch of crazy shit going on. So hopefully this voicemail made sense, and it wasn't too long for you guys. I have to go to work now, so I'm like trying to rush and like try to think of everything. But I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You keep me company on my way from the shore all the way to North Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey, Essex County. Okay. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.
That's a big New Jersey voicemail. Everything.
Yeah,
New Jersey.
Real Jersey head.
Well, maybe we do an episode on all things Jersey. Creepy New Jersey.
Creepy New Jersey.
Creepy New Jersey.
Okay, next message.
Hey, ladies. Web crawlers. Amy from Ohio calling. I apologize for background noise. I figured if I didn't call you now in my car, I would totally forget. Thank God I've got you on dial because I didn't have to remember the jingle number. Okay, so here's why I'm calling. I'll try to make it quick. I'm going to email you with this phone number I'm calling from and the subject heading, and then sex cult castle ? In the subject heading, because I'm going to send you a picture of what I'm talking about, and I'll give you the specifics about where I am, so maybe you can like look at it on an aerial view on Google Earth or something. But I live in Ohio, and on the way to my son's house, there's this like sex cult looking compound that these people have built that like has these huge, like you'd see at a castle. It's got this insane driveway, and it looks just like regular siding and stuff, but it's huge. Okay, it's either like a sex cult, like a polygamous compound. I don't know if they're preppers. It's crazy. So you obviously do not need to play this because nobody will understand. But I just want to tell you that I'm sending you this shit in an email, and it's crazy. So hope you think it's weird too. Bye.
Okay.
Did you guys get an email?
We did. From Amy. Is this a sex cult castle? And there's a picture of the Google Earth. It says, ladies, now I feel a little dumb. Left a voicemail about this house. But after looking at Google Earth, it seems like someone with a love of the dramatic and a little money to spend built this. Still culty AF. Sorry to hype it up on the voicemail. Bye. And it's just like pictures. I mean, it's a big compound.
Well, we don't know what goes on inside.
Who knows?
You never
Who
know.
knows? You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Okay, well, who knows?
We have another. Wait, will you pause it for a second? We have another email. I just checked. Time to send a cease and desist from Aaron. Hi, Allie, Melissa, and Maria. Longtime listener and caller. First time emailer. I was just in my local indie bookstore trying to do some shopping for my niece and nephew, and what did I come across in the kids section but a flagrant display of plagiarism of this podcast's intellectual property. Can you believe this? The next thing you know, people are going to be running around claiming to be the chief of police. Shame! And it's a puzzle for kids, and it says boss dogs. We gotta order that. That is so funny. Thank you, Aaron.
That's really funny.
Okay, you may proceed.
Okay, last message.
Hi there. This message is for the web crawlers. My name's Natalie, and my handle is Nat Nelson. And I was calling to tell you guys about a sleep paralysis story that I had one time, a sleep paralysis dream that I had a long time ago. When I first graduated from college, I moved in with a friend into this apartment building called the La Villa Apartments. My boyfriend had just broken up with me, and I didn't have a job, and it was pretty sad and pathetic time of my life. My best friend at the time, she had to leave. She was my roommate. She had to leave because her father had gotten ill, and so I ended up living in this creepy old apartment building by myself for about 6 months, and it was a really just a weird vibe place. It was really cheap though, and the price was right. So I moved. So I was there. I didn't sleep really well, but I had my one and only sleep paralysis dream while I was there. I woke up one night and I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. And surrounding me were all these people in Victorian clothing. The women had the big hats and the dresses with the bustles, and the men were all sort of Victorian clothing, and with the mustaches, the handlebar mustaches, and the hats, the glasses, the suits, and they were all surrounding me, and they could only be described how they were looking at me as with menace, and it was terrifying. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. Eventually, I just passed out from fear, and and then woke up the next morning, and nothing was disturbed, but it felt so real, and that feeling of menace and contempt, I can still feel it now. About a year later, I found an article in the newspaper talking about that particular building, of all the buildings, because it had been around a really long time. And it was a pretty rundown place, but it had been around at least since the 1900s, and which is rare for Seattle. But anyways, it was a pretty building, but it was pretty spooky.
There's a part 2.
Hi there, this is Natalie. I got cut off. So anyways, just to finish up the story about the spooky old apartment building and the group of people surrounding me in my dream, that only happened the one time. I woke up, I was fine. But a year later, the Stranger, which is, a big newspaper in Seattle, they wrote an article about that particular apartment building and how creepy it was, and how it had always been creepy, and it had always been a place where people just passed through. It was never a place where people stayed for a long time. And I always thought that was weird that they wrote an article about that. Not really your usual fodder for a newspaper, but I saved that article. I can't find it now, but anyways, that's my story. I've never had sleep paralysis since, and I'm not sure that it was sleep paralysis. It might have been something else. So that's it. You guys are awesome. I love your show. Honk, honk, la, la, la.
The end.
Creepy as hell.
Murder, she wrote.
I mean, Victorian people are scary in general.
Yeah, I was thinking as I was listening to that, I was like, what makes them so scary? And I think it's an aloofness, of whenever you see pictures or something, it's everyone's kind of just staring straight ahead.
And they're all coughing up blood all the time.
The sick ones, yeah.
They got all sorts of diseases.
Into a little napkin. They're always coughing up into a handkerchief. They're coughing up blood.
They're always in black.
They're coughing, and then they're looking down, and they're seeing the blood.
They're seeing the blood, and they're no way, and they're hiding it, and they're going.
They're exactly. That's what I was just going to say.
My time is coming soon.
Every Victorian movie, they cough, they look down, they see it, and then they slowly hide it like it didn't happen.
Yes, and because they don't.
No
want
one
the
goes
kids.
I just coughed blood. No one's like, oh my god, I just coughed blood. No one ever says that they cough blood.
Yeah, I would be like, guys, guys.
Yeah, I'd be like, I gotta go
Run
to
out
the
onto
hospital.
street.
Yeah.
Just
I need
text
help.
everyone.
No one ever asks for help.
Yeah, no, because you don't want the children to know. You don't
Nope.
want your husband to know because you would remarry someone's staff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that business. All right. Well, if you've coughed up blood into a handkerchief and
hid
not
it.
told anyone and hid it, please, this is the podcast for you. Let us know. I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stetton.
And I'm producer Maria.
Adios.
Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.